This is Allison, Ebner, and Danielle Goldaper from Employers Association of the Northeast with a quick tip for you guys on remote work situations. Allison, what is your best tip for the organizations that are scurrying to implement remote work in an environment that it's never been done in their organizations?
Great question, Danielle. And certainly a lot of employers are finding themselves in that situation. It's not an impossible situation. Instead of one quick tip, I actually have a 4-step process that I'll outline quickly that I think may be helpful as you're considering this for your organization. The very first step is an assessment. Assess your workforce. Who can work remotely versus who doesn't have the ability or the technology to be able to do that. So you need to identify those work groups, key work teams that have the ability to do that have the technology from home to be able to work from home, versus those folks that are more static that need to stay in the organization or have a temporary leave at some point. So that's the very first step, do that assessment. The second step, of course, is technology. It's technology, technology, technology. How do we do this? How do we connect remotely? Many of us have that ability and have been doing it occasionally, once in a while. If you're an organization that doesn't have a firm remote policy and plan in place, you're going to want to have a remote worker policy as well as you're looking at your technology. If you're saying, hey, we want to do this, we want to embrace this, but we can't afford it, look at some of the free offerings from the technology companies. Zoom's put forward some free platforms now with their technology. Hats off to them. Shout out to Zoom for allowing the schools to use their technology at the K through 12 grade level for teachers to stay interactive with the kids. You can use their technology free as well within your team. We're certainly taking advantage of the Zoom technology at EANE. Microsoft has also stepped up to the plate to offer their Office 365 plus their Microsoft Teams software free for the next 6 months. I'm sure if you Google that, that will pop right up in your, have the ability to check that out and use that for your teams as well. So don't let technology be a barrier. If you don't have something in place, check out the free options. The third is communication, communication, communication. Right?
That one is my favorite.
Absolutely. Well, you know, typically you and I have an office next to each other, so we yell through the wall, we should come around the corner and talk to each other. But you're working remotely now, I'm in the office, so many people are in that situation. And this is the most critical component of developing a remote work strategy. Assessing, you know, your workforce, number 1. 2, assessing your technology. 3, develop that communication plan. Figure out how you're going to globally talk as an entire team using Zoom, GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar technologies. Keep the entire team in the loop at every week, every other week. Then take a step down and say, okay, how are our work teams communicating? What are the expectations? What are the one-on-one meetings we're expecting our supervisors to have with our individual contributors? Set that plan and put those expectations out to your supervisors and your leaders, and then go from there and make sure they stick to those. Because guess what? That's also how we performance manage in a remote workplace setting.
Perfect.
Right? So,
and you said you had a 4th tip for us too. What's that?
A 4th tip is certainly engaging your supervisors and leaders, right? So we talked a little bit about that in tip 3. Before you roll this out company-wide, organizationally, get them involved, make sure they know your policy, make sure they know the communication plan, make sure they also know that this is a very unprecedented event. We are in a global pandemic. None of us have navigated this ever before. We have to build empathy, encouragement, and awareness into the communication plans with our employees. There sometimes is a question of trust as well. Do we trust our employees to not binge watch Netflix all day and do their job? Guess what? We've got a great quote on that from none other than Ernest Hemingway, who said the best way to learn if you can trust somebody is to actually trust them and then deal with the outcome from that. We've got to take a leap of faith here and do this to keep our businesses going forward. So those are the 4 tips: workforce assessment, technology assessment, communication plan, get your leaders and supervisors on board.
Allison, that is fantastic advice for our members. I'd also like to just use this time as a quick reminder to our members that not only are you not alone and can rely on your partners at EANE, but you can rely on your partners of other EANE members. This is a great time to leverage our member forum to start sharing the advice of what your organization is doing and finding success in, or what your organization might be struggling with and want to know about resources that other employers within our membership are using. Log into that My EANE, go to that member forum, and join that conversation. Keep it going, share these ideas. We have over 1,000 members, and you guys are the heartbeat of this organization, and you keep us motivating one another and helping one another. So let's use that resource.
Great point, Danielle. There's power in community right now, working together. We are here at EANE doing everything we can to push information out to you. If you need something that you're not seeing from us, please let us know. We will work hard to help everybody get through this. So everybody take care.
Absolutely. Stay healthy and stay in touch.